sweet love away, but you stay right here beside me, never letting me go. Now I know the love I needed was right here all along. I know that love is enough to forgive all the hurt and pain. Love is enough to remove all the guilt and shame. Love is enough to make up for what you've made. I know that love is enough. God's love is enough. God's love is enough. God's love is enough. God's love is enough.
All right. God's love is enough. God's love is more than enough. And so I would like to say good morning and a good evening. How about a good afternoon to everyone, and welcome to today's edition of A Course in Miracle Workbook, lesson number 142. My name is Oliver Blue, and I am your temporary guide. I am your coach. I am your friend. I am your brother. And I am indeed who you are. We are one in reality. And so it gives me great pleasure today to come and share this second day of our fourth review session. And we're going to be looking at two previous workbook lessons, 123 and 124. And we're going to use this day as a day to remind ourselves to meditate on these two ideas that we studied back when we were doing these workbook lessons. And so we're just going to relax and rest and settle into a day of meditating on these two truths. Again, this whole project of renewing the mind, this whole project of mind training, this whole project of being transformed and using the Course in Miracles as a guide is being sponsored by Truly Foundation, a nonprofit organization that is dedicated and devoted to sharing advanced spirituality for your benefit and for my benefit. And so, as we mentioned on the last two sessions, that this particular review session is about learning how to apply the truth that we've learned. Truth in and of itself needs application for those that are in this three-dimensional world, those of us that are here having a human experience. And so this particular review session is about learning how truth can be applied to our everyday life, how practical truth is. All the benefits that lies within truth comes through application. And that's why we always have a practice period after each workbook lesson. There is a practice for us to utilize for that day to help to reinforce the principle or the law or the truth that we are sharing. And so it's about readying or the readiness of our minds, which is the aim for the review periods, is to preparing our minds to be a perfect fit, a perfect place, a landing place for truth to abide. The Course calls it a grace. And Scripture says that grace and peace is multiplied unto us through the knowledge or the direct experience. And so that's what this whole process is about us having a direct experience of the truths that transforms, the truth that is true always. And so the central theme for this review period is that we're going to always start each review period by a unifying thought, which unifies each step that we take. And that central theme goes like this: my mind holds only what I think with God. Just repeat that to yourself, that my mind holds only what I think with God. This thought represents the truth of what we are and what our Father is. This thought establishes us as co-creators and guarantees our salvation. And it is only the lack of forgiveness, when we failed to apply the function of forgiveness in our life, that is the only thing that blocks this thought and causes self-deception, causes us to build a fence to keep the truth out. But during this review lesson, we are going to, again, allow our minds to be like an altar that holds out for the entire universe, for all humanity. This reality, this fact, that our minds hold only what we think with God. So with the mind, we think. And with the mind, we think God's thoughts. That is the proper use for the mind, is the thinking of God's thought or the thinking of reality. The mind was never designed to be a landing place for negativity, to be a landing place for separation and division. The mind is not designed to be used for the ego's thought system. It's a misuse of purpose. And when we don't know or understand the purpose of a thing, generally what happens is that we abuse the thing. And we have, for years, for thousands of years, humanity has abused the use of the mind. Use the mind to promote separation instead of promoting oneness. But here in this season of transformation, through the renewing of the mind, we are re-presenting the mind into its original state, its original purpose. And so the mind now will work in harmony with our nature. And so we show up in the world not as a divided entity, not as a separate self, but we show up in the world each and every day, knowing that we are one with all creation. And therefore we understand that we live in a friendly universe. We live in a atmosphere where there is love always present, and that we are sustained by that love, and that we all have a shared interest. And so we see a different world. We have different experiences based on that oneness and based on that harmony that we show up as. It's called peace. And so with that said, let's just follow the instruction that we were given on yesterday. And So to ready our mind, we're just going to take 5 minutes here and meditate on the central theme. My mind holds only what I think with God. My mind hold only what I think with God. So we just take a couple of deep cleansing breath, and we allow that thought to clear out our mind so that all other thoughts gets no attention. My mind holds only what I think with God. God is light, and in Him, or in God, or in love, or in reality, which they are all synonymous. In reality, in God, in love, in truth, there is no darkness at all. There is no opposites. There's only light. In reality, there is nothing missing and there is nothing broken. In reality, I am that I am. And my mind holds only what I think with God. God's thoughts are higher. God's ways are higher. My mind holds only what I think with God. That one thought helps us to devote and to prepare our mind to let us be engaged fully into what is real, which cannot be threatened. And so the two ideas for today that we're going to ponder and meditate on and be in remembrance of are: I thank my Father for His gifts to me. I thank my Creator, my Father. I thank my God. I thank love. I thank reality. I thank my Lord the Lord of hosts, for his gifts to me. And his gifts are endless. Secondly, let me remember that I am one with God. Let me remember that I am. Notice now it says I am, which means presence, which means what God created. So what God created is one with God, because what God created is his very own self, or extended his very own self. That's what creation is. Creation is God's very own extension. And what God extends is his very own thoughts. What God extends is all of his thoughts. And within all of his thoughts are all of his gifts. And so we thank our Father for his gifts to us. And we let us remember that we are one with God. Those are our two ideas for today. So as we ponder these two ideas, we close our eyes and we say them slowly to ourselves, allowing each word to shine with the meaning that God has given them. We allow each of these ideas to be a gift to us today. So each hour of our day, we're going to bring the central thought to mind. My mind holds only what I think with God. And we're going to repeat our two ideas for today. I thank my Father for his gifts to me, for they are endless. And let me remember I am one with God. And there you have it. That's our assignment for today. So remember, each hour of the day, be reminded of the central theme and repeat the two ideas. And thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for your commitment to this journey of transformation. And I will see you on the next session of A Course in Miracle Workbook lessons. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye-bye.